Hello Tubesters, it's me Gav and welcome to another video. This is my vlog or build log of my F104 Starfighter in 1:72 scale by Revell. Today's video is just showing you all the bits and pieces that I've actually got for the project, and hopefully, as I've told my wife, they'll last for lots of other projects to come, as I've spent a fortune on everything. As I said, although I'm a professional figure painter, I don't have a lot of the stuff that's needed for scale modelling. So I've had a splurge out. There's still bits that I'd like to get that I haven't got yet. I'll just have to wait for some more money to come in. And there's one piece which is a bit annoying, which is the trumpeter riveting tool. My wife got that on Amazon for me, and now they've told us it's going to be another 2 or 3 weeks. So that's annoying because it smacks of either they don't know their own stock or that they're just waiting for somebody to order it and then order it themselves, and that's really annoying because I've either got to make the decision to not rivet stuff or wait, and I know what's going to happen. I'm just not going to rivet stuff, and I'm going to crack on. It was only there is rivet detail on here. There's parts like on the wings and below on the undersurface of the wings that could probably do with some rivets that aren't being shut. That there's no rivets on there. But this really is a project just to cut my teeth. As I've said on the previous one, I've always been in love with the Starfighter and the F4 Phantom. My favourite aircraft, so it's a bit of a labour of love really, but at the same time, if I have to build 10 Starfighters to finally get to one that is what the level of a lot of other people out there, then that's what it takes. It's really just a case of learning how to stick things together and filling and sanding and things like that. And I prefer to do it on something fairly easy shape. The Starfighter, let's face it, it's not a very nice word. The Canadians call them the lawn dart because of the amount of crashes, but they are shaped like that. They're just a tube with a guy sitting in the pointy end with a huge rocket at the other, or jet at the other. So we'll go down to the bench and we'll have a look at all the bits and pieces. I have already started building. I've been doing the cockpit, and I've done some priming with that last night. I don't want to show that because I want to do that as number 2 in the vlog process, because I want to do a bit more work and put the cockpit into the fuselage and then show it and explain what I've done. So today's video is just looking at all the bits and pieces. Maybe there's other bits and pieces you say, Gav, you really need this if you want to progress, or Gav, you can hold off buying this till later, but do get it. So just if there's anything here that you don't see, or if there's something that you could recommend, I'm using different bits and pieces, you might say, well Gav, you might get better results with this, then feel free to put a comment in the comment section. So let's join me at the bench and we'll have a quick look at this, all the gubbins I've got to do this model with. Right guys, first of all we've got some Tamiya glue. As I said before, 30 odd plus years ago when I was building models as a kid, I just used obviously the stringy stuff out of a tube. Obviously all you guys seem to be using this type of thing now, so I bought myself some Tamiya extra thin cement and the quick setting as well. I've not used the quick setting, but I think it seems to do decent on the little bit I've done on the cockpit tub. It seems to work quite well. I do believe, I think people have put in their videos that you might want to use a thicker glue for larger sections, maybe the wings and things like that. So that's something I think Tamiya do. Is it the orange topped ones? So I've got I've got to get some orange glue, but I just thought for this project, the little stubby wings they're really thin in real life anyway. It's a feature on the Starfighter, and I believe I should be able to get away with this for now. But on any larger, I've got the 1 in 48 Starfighter. I'll do a review on next week. That will need, I would imagine, maybe some thicker glue. But again, you guys, whatever you think. So I've got that so far. Right, guys. One battery change later. Here we go again. I've got these thin sticks anyway. These are Flory. Well, I've got some other thin sticks, but these, I wanted to get the Flory washes, a couple of Flory washes, and I just got these as well. So I decided to give these a go on the project. As you can see, I've been using a couple. I couldn't give you the grit. They just say fine, medium, coarse, polisher, fine, medium, dual sponges, which to a novice like me doesn't really mean diddly squat. But I just find what I think works. But I have got larger sanding sticks, and so I've got some other. They're a bit thicker than these, but they're roughly the same type of thing. I will say that I was really impressed with the delivery of these. I literally 24 hours later, and they were at my door. So maybe I hit on a good day when they were getting the post out. But yeah, very impressed with the postage. Very impressed with the sanding sticks so far. Again, a novice. What do I know? I don't have a lot of experience at any of this stuff. So again, I can only go on what I'm using so far. Vallejo plastic putty. I was debating whether to get some other different types of filler, but I thought, well, I do use this anyway for filling in bits and pieces on my soldiers that I paint. So I've decided to go with this for now. But again, if anybody thinks, Gav, you could do a lot better with something else, and obviously I'll let you know how I'm getting on with this actually filling aircraft when I come to sanding it, and if I'm pulling bits out and things like that. But if there's anything, if you guys think there's anything that's would do a better job, obviously let me know on that one too, please. Now let's. One of the tools I've got was a plastic scriber. I haven't got it out, broken it out yet, as you can see. It's Tamiya, so I'm hoping it'll do the job. But again, not massively expensive. I believe it was about £6, and that's for me, for a beginner. Again, it's probably just a good entry level thing. I've got lots of different Tamiya tapes. I had a bit already, and I've you know what the Tamiya tape's like, so there's no really point showing you that. I've also got these Mr. Surfaces, which I've been using for priming. I've only used the one, and that's this one. I mixed it 50-50 with Mr. Colour levelling thinner. You see, I've been using it on the cockpit tub. Sprayed okay, again, what do I know? I managed to get it out my airbrush without clogging. That's good. I didn't get it pooling anywhere. That's another bonus. So again, if you guys think there's a particular better one, I've heard good things about these different levelling thinners. I've only got the 3, the 500, the 1000, and the 1200. So I've gone for obviously the lightest for just putting a primer coat on. And I've only done the cockpit tub and just inside the fuselage that's on show. But again, if people say, well, there's a better one, I believe these are what they call the lacquer ones. Put that down, I'm not dropping them anywhere. Obviously, what I've just explained, the Mr. Hobby Mr. Colour levelling thinner 400. I've seen everybody have good shout outs about this. The only thing I'd say is decanting it. Bloody goes everywhere. I know you can get some little filler nozzles for them. I might have to invest into that, because I found that a bit of a nightmare to decant. It was going everywhere. Helped clean my desk up, but that's about it. I'm using AK real life colours, which I'll show you in a minute. So I've used their. I wasn't sure how compatible it would be with the Mr. Thinner, and I thought my first aircraft, if I really trying to put some effort into it, I don't really want to end up with killing it all off with the colours getting mixed up wrong or something. So I'm using their not used it yet, but I'm going to use their mix their thinner for the actual paint itself. So let's have a quick look at the paint while I'm here. These are in metal. These are in glass jars, a bit like the Tamiya ones. Now my Starfighter is going to be as in the one on the box, so it'll be a mid-80s to late 80s version, but they've got the other colours that I thought would appear, and they do in the cockpit and that, so I'll be able to use I think at least the basalt grey, I think it's called. But these are the real colour sets. I stuck with a set because, again, being a newbie, I thought I'm bound to pick the wrong colours for the damn thing. If I can at least get a box, no matter what people might say, oh, it's the wrong, you know, what people are like, there'll be the wrong colour as mix or something like that. But if I've gone for the box that says what it is, then hopefully I can't go wrong. Famous last words. As I say, I bought this one as well. This is just a three in this one. Let me get to where we are. Here we go. And that's the Norm 83 scheme, which I believe is this one on the box. Again, that could all go horribly wrong, but no, I think I'll be all right with these. It's a good mix of colours on those, and whatever I, you know, any other bits and pieces, I can always use my Vallejo's modelling colours and things like that. I bought this tube of True Metal. I've got a couple of just artist oils as well that I had anyway in my collection. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. The inside of the tub needs a bit of aluminium, but this is that one you polish up. At least I believe you do. I was a bit worried about spraying. I was meant to show you guys it, but it's in my box at the moment. I'm going to make a right mess getting everything out. No, I will actually do. I'll get it out. But I've got an Iwata Neo airbrush, you know, the 50 quid one, and it's the only one I've got. And I was a bit worried about spraying metallics through it, and being a noob, not cleaning it properly, and then having metallics going all through my other paint. So I got this on the hope that just for this one, I could take the coward's way out and for the bit that I need, because I don't need a lot of it, and use this. But I'll when we get on the vlog, you know, further down the track, I'll let you guys know what that actually turned out like. And these are my flory washes, dark dirt and black. Now, I believe the dark dirt I should be able to put over the fuselage and the wings and all that, and wipe it off, and it should give me some staining, I believe, in wherever I leave it. Again, you just know that's going to go pear-shaped, but you know, we'll give it a go. And this is the black one. I bought the black one. I don't really know if I'll be using it. I've got the wheel struts. I can't see you'd be using it on the fuselage. I would have thought just the dark one would be doing that. Again, if anybody can shout out something I'm going to need, obviously let me know. I'm happy to hear people's suggestions. So that's that. Quick look at this. This is obviously my Neo. It was around 50 quid about 3-4 years ago. I tried airbrushing just war games buildings, and I was getting blockage after blockage, which obviously not down to the Neo, it's down to me. But it's weird. I've got patience with a brush, but that's taken a few years to learn how to paint with a brush. And I was expecting, I suppose, just to get on an airbrush and I'd be a master at it in a day or two, and obviously it didn't work out. And you know what it's like when something really keeps just not working, you end up shelving it. And I've got an Iwata Studio Series compressor, so I've got a decent compressor in that, and I just thought, well, I'll just get a 50 quid airbrush for now. It's made by Iwata rather than it's made for Iwata, but rather than by Iwata, but it's branded by them. And so far, I've sprayed that Mr. Surfacer 1200 through it with a 50-50 mix with the 400 leveling thinner, and it's gone on fine. It took a bit to clean out the inside of the bowl of the airbrush afterwards, but I suppose that's how good the lacquer stuff is. But I have saved up the money. I can get another airbrush, but at the moment I just want to remain with this one for now until I'm more competent. So that's my airbrush. And then I've got the usual that I see you guys use, this Microsol set, or sol and set, whatever whatever it does, I'll soon find out. I bought this crystal clear as well. I thought it might come in handy, if not now, at another time. I've got some liquid mask. Again, I don't know if that's going to be handy or not. I intend to mask up the Starfighter with the Tamiya tape, but when you look on the actual canopy itself, you can see the small bits and pieces. So I thought, well, I have this as a standby, you know, because you just know this masking's not it's not going to be as easy as I think it's going to be. So I think that's everything. I'm looking around me. Tamiya tape, yeah, which is in a box, but you don't really need to see that. Yeah, I think that's everything. There might be some other paints used. The only thing I was going to ask, or a couple of things I was going to ask, I'm using this life colour, which I believe is a bit like the Tamiya. So it's, from what they say, it's not a true. What is it? Lacquer. It's between a lacquer and an acrylic, or I could be wrong. I take it I can spray this stuff when it's mixed with lacquer thinners, if I have to, over paint that's already been put on acrylic wise, if that makes sense. So again, if somebody can put me right on that, I'd be grateful. A couple of other bit related to this, where I'm thinking about it. I've got I buy a lot of, you know, mainly second-hand aircraft books, and I wanted to do some reviews on them. Some of them are old, you know, but just see what's out there, you know, show what I'm reading and what's connected with the aircraft I'm building. I can't see anywhere on YouTube that says I can't do a review, or it's illegal to do a review, because people are doing review on books all the time and showing all the way through, and yet I'm always scared that it says in the books, obviously, not to be digitally, what do they call it? You know, not to copy digitally or anything else. So I've tried to look in YouTube's, you know, list of do's and don'ts, and I just can't get a hang of it. I can't, you know, nobody's saying it's you can't do that. So if anybody knows, can you tell me, is it okay for me to open out a book and show some pictures and say, you know, this is what the contents is? So I'd be grateful for that as well. If anybody knows, you know, and just say, yes, you can do it, or no, you know, don't go near it. And I'll just carry on like I've done before, just showing the front of a book, which is a shame. So that's that. And also, I was looking at different, like the Hasegawa Starfighter kits, and they were coming from Japan. And they were putting like a bit of a disclaimer on, saying, obviously you would be responsible for any customs charges. So does anybody have any dealings with that? You know, again, have you been charged, you know, you're looking at spending, you know, £25-30 on a kit, and it's suddenly costing you £65 because of some whopping customs charge. And it put me off, because I could have got a couple of, or got a kit from Japan, a Hasegawa one, but it put me off just because of obviously this disclaimer. And I noticed a lot of the other Japanese ones had got disclaimers on as well. So if you've bought anything from Japan, or any other country for that matter, you know, when it comes to, you know, modelling and things like that, you know, has whatever you've paid, is you haven't had to pay anything else on top? I'd appreciate anybody's views on that one as well. So guys, thank you very much for sticking with this. A bit of a ramble again, I know, but I too tend to ramble, and you know, unfortunately that's just what you got to put up with. So this will be vlog number 1. I know we've not technically gone into the kit yet, but it's all part of the same thing. This is, all these bits were specifically bought for this kit, and then obviously to be used later on other kits, but it's all tied into this particular one and this first build of mine. So this will be vlog number 1. Hopefully, probably tomorrow, I'll have a very small blog, so you won't have to worry about a giant ramble. A small blog just showing the, you know, the progress I've made on the Starfighter so far. So Guys, I hope everything's going well with you. I do thank you for stopping by and taking a look at my videos. It's always appreciated. You take care of yourselves, and we'll see each other very soon on another video. Cheers.